Treasurer of West Virginia, Treasurer Riley Moore. Treasurer Moore, it's great to have you this weekend. Thanks very much for being with us. Tell me about the ties to China with regard to Blackrock.
Maria, thank you so much for having me on to discuss this important topic. Yes, I mean, the ties with China and Blackrock are completely troubling to every citizen in West Virginia, and there's hypocrisy in this. China is building 55 brand new coal-fired power plants where Blackrock is heavily invested. Meanwhile, coal is okay in China, but bad in America. We need to be putting America first, and we're going to continue to stand up and fight against it.
Well, you make a great point, and you are putting your money where your mouth is. You're managing the state's roughly $8 billion in operating funds. How big of a cut is this to Blackrock? You were using a lot of their funds in order to invest in different parts of the market, right? Now, you say you're not going to do that anymore.
That's correct. We're not going to use Blackrock any longer. We had a inflow and outflow into one of their liquidity funds of about $1.5 billion. And we've moved in a totally different direction. Look, Blackrock is divesting from West Virginia and what our jobs and economy are. So we're divesting for them. We're not going to pay Blackrock to destroy our economy. This net zero carbon emission standards that they have, West Virginia is an energy state. We do coal, we do gas, we help power America. We're the 5th largest energy producer in the United States. This is baseload energy. This is the stuff that keeps the lights on. And to sweep that out from under the people of this country, if we don't have that, it's going to be a very cold winter.
Well, it's pretty incredible to me because BlackRock came out with its investor letter this week, their annual letter. And in that letter, they're talking about all of this ESG investment and all of this focus on, doing better. And yet, look what you have happening. They are, Xing out all of the fossil fuel related investments, West Virginia included. And instead, they're perfectly fine operating in China. Investing in companies that are tied to the military, even as, we know genocide is taking place in Xinjiang.
Exactly. The plight of the Uyghurs, Maria, in China is a genocide, and it is something that no American should go along with. I mean, we essentially have our products being made in China in slave labor. I mean, it's really a tragedy what is happening over there, and we need to bring the jobs back from China, bring them back to the United States. You mentioned the letter. I think one of the most interesting aspects of that whole letter, I've not seen many people talking about it, but it says capitalism has the power to essentially change society. To me, what that means is large concentrations of capital, money, has the power to change society. Well, we don't want the same vision for our society that BlackRock does. We don't want them impressing their values on West Virginia, and I'm sure many, many people across this country feel the exact same way that we do. And so we feel like they're leveraging us in a way that I think is very coercive.
Well, what will you do as an alternative? You've been pushing back on this woke, narrative out of the Biden administration from day one. They are obviously against the positions of West Virginians. So what will you do instead? And also, Treasurer Moore, have you heard other states also wanting to get out of funds that are investing in Chinese companies tied to the military? I mean, after all, BlackRock just a couple of months ago told clients they should increase their exposure to Chinese companies by 3 times. They said they were underinvested.
Yes. The really wild thing is, I'm sure some of your audience has seen, George Soros even said this is a bad idea. George Soros is saying it's a bad idea.
Right.
I think people need to really take a look at what's going on here. Yes, there are other states. I'd urge your audience to take a look at my website, moreforwv.com. We had a letter of 15 other states, treasurers from around the country, who we are all reforming our banking contract procedures and processes to not do business with banks in this country that are boycotting the fossil fuel industry. This is really a movement at the state level that I think is truly exciting. There are other states that are going to undertake this exact same action, and we're just proud to be able to lead it.
You are taking a stand, and we are pleased to have you with us this weekend. Riley, please come back. We want to see where this is going next. Thanks very much for your time.
Thanks so much for having me, and there will be other steps, I promise you, Maria.
All right, West Virginia Treasurer Riley Moore with us this weekend. Thank you, sir.